Hey Ian, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Josh Talmore had given me your information and had indicated that you might be interested in seeing how your digital profile is working for you online. So I'm shooting this video to kind of give you an idea about that and how your business stacks up against your competition, but also to give you some steps that you can take to improve things. So as Google crawls the web, it is really looking at three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things that I'm going to be talking about during this video. Now, when I'm speaking about content, I am really just referring to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a really good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is going to kind of depend on the competition and also the number of keywords needed to get those kinds of things across. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google or another search engine looking for a particular service or product. So let's look at what a Google search might look like. So realizing that you guys, according to your GMB, kind of cover the Jacksonville area and you do commercial cleaning. I went to my favorite browser, Google, and typed in commercial cleaning, Jacksonville, Florida. And what you'll see is at the top of the page, underneath these ads right here, at the top of the page, there is a map. This map usually highlights 3 businesses on it. And the top 3 listed here are going to get the most traffic because it's super easy to find. Most people don't really hit the more businesses kind of thing. But there's a ton of information on this map, which is why more and more people are using this. So you see reviews right off the bat. You see a number of years in business. It just makes it super easy for the consumer. Now, to get in these top 3, you need to first have a Google business profile, which you do. Then you need to have it filled out as much and as completely as possible. And the third thing is you need to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. Now, those directories range from things like Yelp and Yellow Pages. I mean, even Facebook can count as one. But essentially, the more times you have that happen, so name, address, phone number appearing in the exact same format, the more power it gives your profile. Because every place you do that is considered a citation. Again, the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now, below that is what we call the organic results, and that just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top 3 here as well. By being in the top 3 of both, you see the most, you capture the most traffic. Now, let's take a look at content again for a second. I've got your website pulled up here. I like the pictures that you've got. I see that you have, these look like stock photos to me though, which people really do call out. They kind of sometimes get turned off by stock photos. But you do call out what you do. So you've got, whether you do routine cleanings, day porter services, post-construction. So all of these things are good because it really details what you do. And that you serve a variety of locations. So you've highlighted all the different kind of things that you might serve. You've got your contact information here. You've got leaving us a review and get an estimate. So all of those are pretty good, but there's not a ton of actual content on this page. And one thing in particular I thought I'd point out is every picture that you have on a page is an opportunity to include keywords. And if I look at this picture right here and I just go to save image as so I can see what it's named, you can see that down here it's just titled 1.jpg. Well, that could have been titled, for example, commercial cleaning, Jacksonville, Florida, to be able to get another opportunity to get a keyword in there. So just one example of kind of optimization that can happen on the page. Now let's take a look at your competition. So when I was looking at this Google search, the top competitor was the Stratus Building Solutions. They're right below the map pack. And then Yelp is actually a directory, so I don't count that. So the next one in line is Freedom Building Services. So for the purposes of this video, that's the 2 I'm going to compare you with. And if we look at, here is the Stratus Clean. Looks like it's potentially, they have multiple locations. So we're going to look at the Jacksonville area. And as you can see, they've got not a ton of content, but they've got more than you do. And so They've got a good amount, actually, the more that we scroll. Now, if we look at the other one, which was the Freedom Building Services, they also they have a little more that content than you do, but theirs could be improved as well. Just remember that content is really what allows you to get those keywords into, so that the Google algorithm can read those keywords and understand what you do, where you are, all that kind of good stuff. So when you're a commercial cleaner in Jacksonville, Florida, you want to make sure that there is no doubt in Google's mind that that's what you do and where you are, so that it can tell Google users that you exist. So the other thing I like to do is I like to compare kind of behind the scenes. So I took your website, plugged it into this tool I have called RFs, and it allows me to see that currently you're getting about 3 visits per month. That is being driven off of 8 keywords, and I can actually drill down and see what those keywords are. And I can see that Magic Touch Cleaning Services, those are the name. In fact, most of these keywords have to do with your name. It's not a bad thing to be found for, but it's not exactly what I would call a buyer intent keyword. So in other words, if someone knows about you and they're looking you up, that's one thing. If they don't have any idea you exist and they're looking for commercial cleaning services, you want to be found for that. That's kind of a buyer intent. If I'm searching commercial cleaning, Jacksonville, Florida, I may be looking for a commercial cleaner for my office building. But just to give you an idea about what this looks like, what I'm looking here is that Magic Touch Cleaning, that is being searched 400 times per month. But even for this word, you're in the 27th spot. Now, there used to be pages for Google results, and there were 10 results per page. So if I'm thinking in those terms, this puts you kind of at the bottom of the 3rd page. Let's take a look instead at Stratus. Now for them, they're getting about 228 visits per month, unique visitors per month. And then that is being driven from 73 keywords. And let's see what they're being found for. So here's what I'm talking about. Commercial Cleaning Services, Jacksonville, Florida, FL. That particular keyword is being searched 100 times. Well, they're in the 2nd position for that keyword. Which means that just for that keyword alone, they're getting 36 visitors. If we look at Janitorial Services, Jacksonville FL, that's being searched 70 times per month. They're in the top position for that. That's getting them 24 visits. So you can see really the difference that targeting those keywords can make. And if we look at the veteran-owned Freedom Builder Services, they're getting about 52 visits per month, driven off of 146 keywords. Commercial Cleaning Services, Jacksonville, Florida being spelled out, that's getting 70 visits per month, being searched 70 times per month. They're in the 3rd position for that. So for them, that keyword's getting them 10 visits per month. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. A backlink is anywhere that you see a clickable link or hyperlink text on another website that comes back to yours. So these links act again like an endorsement of your business from other businesses. And so Google uses that to build trust in your business because it sees these other businesses vouching for you. So in a way, it's kind of like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins, but not all links are created equal. So those that are relevant to your business and to your industry will count more, as will those that are local. And ideally, they should also be powerful in their own right. So using this tool again, I can go back and look at, you have some links coming in, but because it's a weighted kind of approach, rather than looking at the exact number of backlinks coming in, I look instead at these scores. So these scores are on a scale of 0 to 100, and they allow me to kind of see what the calculation might be for how powerful is your backlink profile. DR being kind of how powerful are they, and UR being how trustworthy are those links. And so we can see we're at a 0.1 and a 2.9 on the scale. If we look at the Stratus, I can see that they're at a 63 on the power. So they've got some powerful, links coming in. My guess is that's actually probably because this is might be a franchise, and this is one back page. So they're being helped by all of the links coming into all over the domain. But UR being kind of how trustworthy, a 12 is pretty good. If we look at the Freedom Building services, they're at a 15 and an 8. So there's room for improvement in all of that, but definitely room to add to yours. Now, once all of that stuff comes together, so the content and keywords, the backlinks, and the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher and more customers find you. So I hope this information has been helpful. Would love to hear some feedback on it. If you find yourself wanting to learn more, please feel free to reach out and I can help you with some more information. We can kind of have a chat about your goals. I'll do some research and then we can figure out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 325-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching.